Hey guys, I finally decided to record a video reviewing the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. So just be prepared, there'll be some spoilers. If you don't want to hear about the spoilers, don't watch it. There are other reviews about the movie. Anyway, let's get started. I knew I would like this movie even if it weren't that great. I would rate this movie B minus. If I had my way, I would have made it into more of a VH1 behind the music type of a movie. There are other movies that have been made using about musicians or any other people, like the a movie about Amy Winehouse, which was basically just edited out of concert footage or interviews or other home home movies, or the movie about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which I just recently watched. Great stuff. Interviews, footage. You don't need to have actors playing, Amy Winehouse or anyway. So I would rate this movie B minus. I did like it, and there were several tearjerker moments. Despite some flaws, I'm happy that I went to see it. I it feels like the movie has a feel of a big budget made for TV movie for some reason, like something you would see on USA, one of those cable channels. The soundtrack is of course amazing, great great songs, great band, great songs. The cinematography is good, and some shots are very inventive, like showing the reflection inside sunglasses, or some funny edits like the rooster crowing to the sound of Roger Taylor's Magnifico, and other surprises as well. About the cast, Mike Myers was a great surprise. It took people several minutes to realize it was actually Mike Myers doing his Shrek kind of donkey accent. I liked all the actors playing the musicians, and especially the guy playing Brian May with the blinking and all the mannerisms. Now about the actor playing Freddie, I think they should have put him on a double cheeseburger, large fries, and a large milkshake diet prior to shooting of the movie, because he just looks like a scrawny, bugged out, blue-eyed boy with a fake mustache and just funny teeth. I think that Sacha Baron Cohen would have been so much better as Freddie Mercury on the IMAX screen, big, ginormous screen. It was apparent that a lot of actors' mustaches were in fact fake, and all the little nuances. I I know movie editing, and I've done movie editing and even animation, so I notice all the little things. Okay, so the producers of the movie went to great lengths to recreate the legendary red special electric guitar with the help of Andrew Guyton. If you guys care, Brian May and his father made the guitar all the way in the 60s, and he still plays it to this day. 50, how many years? 55 years later. Incredible. That guitar is featured on every record, every live performance. I am a big Queen nut. I have two Brian May guitars, and for the last couple of years, I've been just obsessing over Queen. And anyway, so they manufactured props, non-functioning guitars, looking like the guitar did throughout the years. I think there were maybe 3 or 4 replicas. So for the movie timeline from 68 to 85. And to be honest, these changes, like different tuners, different pieces of tape covering the hole in the pickguard where the fuzz circuit button used to be, was so negligible nobody would notice if they used the same guitar throughout. I barely had time to notice all the different things. You could have gotten away using the same exact prop. What I don't understand is why they couldn't perfect several shots of Brian May's playing. For example, there was a very noticeable guitar solo, fill thingy, several moments actually, where the actor was playing a chord, but we heard a single note up the neck. They literally could have spent 10 hours just reviewing the movie, scrutinizing every shot, and if something did not match, they could have cut to the audience or like somebody's face or digital editing, man. You can just do so many things. There's no reason to be careless. And then there were several several shots where the dialogue that was not in sync with the sound. And then the stupidest one of all was when they showed the band smile during a gig in a bar. There was an unnecessary audio discrepancy. The band was a trio, so why the hell would we hear extra rhythm guitar while Brian May is soloing? There was some other factual musical inaccuracies, like the fact that John Deacon played guitar on Another One Bites the Dust. He actually, most of the songs, especially the later stuff, he played guitars and bass and even piano. So why make it into this cool story how John Deacon just started noodling on the bass and Brian was like, oh, that's a cool riff, keep playing that, and then the band just jams out the song and writes the song like that. And obviously the band wrote some of their hits this way, but not Another One Bites the Dust. It's just, I think this movie was filled with cheesy moments like that and cheesy, predictable kind of lines. For example, the phone where he's like, "Oh my God, we are number one in America. We have to go on tour," and everybody's hugging and like jumping. Cliches. So anyway, if I were to exaggerate the story and summarize it in several sentences, it would go something like this. Farouk was a flamboyant young man working at the airport dreaming of becoming a rock star. He runs into Mary, who becomes the love of his life. She helps him buy an outfit and puts eyeliner on him, thus symbolically christening him as a bisexual man, the future Freddie Mercury. When one day the lead singer, also bassist by the freaking way of the band Smile, he has been following for a while, quits the band after a gig. Freddie joins the band, and the band eventually becomes Queen when John Deacon joins on bass. Queen ditches their old manager and releases their A Night at the Opera magnum opus. The movie shows how several songs came to be in the studio. We Will Rock You, Another One Bites the Dust. Freddie starts cheating on Mary with various men. The band Queen is rising in popularity. Freddie's ego inflates. Debauchery ensues, and Freddie meets Jim. Freddie finally breaks free as a solo artist and doesn't care about the band at all. Freddie finds out he has AIDS and that his manager slash lover had been lying to him and using him. Freddie asks the band for forgiveness and wants the reunited band to perform at Live Aid, having told the band members of his unfortunate diagnosis several days prior to the performance. It seems like Live Aid is the culmination and the end of Freddie Mercury's and Queen's career. He gets closure, acceptance of his lifestyle by his parents, seeing Mary start a family and be happy, and reuniting with his soulmate, Jim. So obviously, there's more to Queen than that. And obviously, the timeline has been twisted and, like, showing that Freddie Mercury ditched the band and then realized he was wrong. Like, other band members also had solo records. The band's career did not end in 1985. It seems like he died in 1985. No, they had several more records. They had a massive tour in 1986. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and you can find Live at Budapest or Live at Wembley Stadium concert footage from '86. And then they had several more albums and until Freddie Mercury died in 1991. And shortly before dying, they released their massive kind of swan song album, Innuendo, with the Show Must Go On, written by Brian May. And then they had another album actually with unreleased stuff called Made in Heaven, and they released in 1995. So it's just why not it have some kind of a montage showing that there was more to it, because people who saw this movie, they would think that's it, that was the end of Queen. So I recommend watching the movie if you haven't already seen it. It's won a Golden Globe. It will most likely win an Oscar because everything else sucked balls this year. It was just everything was recycled, recycled crap or superhero movies. So it's a good flick, not spectacular, but I think every fan of the band Queen should definitely see it. And what I did right after watching the movie is as soon as I got home, I went on YouTube and watched concert footage of the band Queen in order for me to kind of cleanse my memory so that I would forget the bug-eyed actor playing Freddie. So I recommend you do the same. Lots of people loved the movie. Critics hated it. Seems like that's just the fate of the band Queen. Hated by the critics, loved by the public. There you go. Thank you. If you like seeing and hearing what you see and hear, please subscribe. Peace.